Football lovers, what did I tell you? Today's show is a little different. Usually we start off the show by giving you our trivia question for the day. But now I'm going to give you the trivia question today, and I simply want to know if you know how many times Mamelodi Sundowns has faced Egyptian opposition in the CAF Champions League. Stick around for the answer to that question. There's someone special going to give us the answer to that. But speaking of someone special, guess who joins us on the second segment? Auntie Diski. Oh, I have so many names for her. Usually I use Chidima, Rihanna, but for the sake of the show, I guess we have to move on from the names.
Thank you so much, Adi. I always give you a moment so you can introduce me. How are you?
I'm fine. So now, Banyana Banyana is in action, and I want you to tell me what's going on with them right now.
So Banyana Banyana is currently in the friendly games, which are preparations for WAFCON. We saw the selection that Des had selected a couple of weeks ago, which caused some controversy because a lot of new names there. And some people felt like, it was too close to the competition for you to start adding certain names. I mean, if you're going to go into WAFCON and you're the defending champion, surely you should have already started with the core team to gel in, especially with your internationals. So introducing new players that we haven't seen, your Mokomas who come from JVW, from the Sasol League ranks, we saw Mibe also being an introduction. It caused a little bit of confusion as to, is that going to be enough time? But now we've seen the first match, which was against Botswana on Wednesday. And for me, that particular match, it frustrated me.
Okay.
I think the game in the first half, we had it in the bag. I think also the selection, the starting 11 for me was great. We saw the return of some injured players, the core players like your Refilo Janes, Bambanani Mbane, Karabo Dlamini, who actually walked away with player of the match in that particular match. I think we started off on the right form because we got all the goals in the first half. However, the change room conversation for Botswana found us shaking in the second half. And that's when Botswana actually started seeing our position. Either we started making, our substitutions. We started just playing a defensive game and it wasn't working. And a lot of people were blaming Kalen, for the goals that we conceded because it was almost a 3-3 game, in the second half. But I feel like defensively, we lacked a lot of concentration. I think maybe we had a premature celebration in that game, and Botswana, took advantage of those moments where we were found lacking. We didn't defend at the right times. I mean, the two goals that we conceded. Easy error on the defense line, caught sleeping on the defense line, and seeing the introductions of Ramalepe, who is a very strong player that you actually need in the first half, because I think on the defensive side, she really controls the game. But introducing your Kametes and your Ramalepes in the second half when we were already scrambling and we are already off, for me, that particular game frustrated me. But we know that they're going to be facing Zambia on Tuesday, and I'm hoping that they go back to the drawing board and actually come back, because Zambia is going to be even a tougher opponent than Botswana. But I'm hoping to see what Tuesday is going to look like.
But I feel like Desiree Ellis is still tinkering with the side and seeing which tactics work, which players work where.
I hear you, but again, my argument is this the time? Do we have enough time? In one of the interviews, Karabo spoke about we didn't even have enough time for the preparations. However, we take the score that we have. The winning point is always, important. But I don't think, this is enough time for her to be experimenting. I feel like these are the teams that we are going to be facing in those games. And if your Zambias are pulling in your Rachels and they're pulling in your Barbara Bandas, we should also be pulling in our big guns who have helped us. Magia is not part of the selection, a player that has helped us winning one of the winning games at WAFCON. It's a touch and go for me. I think the timing of it is sensitive for this introduction of new players and all of that.
Okay. Well, I disagree with that. There is enough time. The WAFCON is, actually, what do I mean about time? The WAFCON is here, the 5th of July, right?
Yeah.
That's when it starts. So who are we going to be profiling today?
We are going to be profiling, I can see you already smiling. We're going to be profiling the Super Falcons, which is the Nigerian national team. Phenomenal team. And
shit.
I think one thing I just want to give a shout out. When I speak about this team, this is the only African team that has actually, made it to the quarterfinals for the FIFA World Cup
and
as well
also
as the Summer Olympics,
Yeah.
And they are the only, one of the few in the world, but the only African country who's actually qualified for each edition of the FIFA World Cup. Now that speaks volumes, and we know that they started in 1991, but looking at their growth up until now, and looking at how the coaching structures of Nigeria in terms of all the tournaments, for me, I think this is a team that has really proven to be the standout team when it comes to African countries. They have phenomenal players that are really making rounds all over the world. Just to mention the Nigerian captain, Nandozi Chiamaka. We've seen her winning awards at the CAF Awards. We've seen her doing magic at PSG. We've seen her doing magic overseas. And as a goalkeeper, that is a very difficult position for you to cement yourself in the international space.
Yes.
Your Oshowalas from Barcelona all the way to Bay City. They have prominent players that are actually giving back to the team and making sure that they are always advancing from all ranks of, age groups in football. But I think, I give you your flowers.
Well, Auntie Diski, I'm always watching her story. Her story segment on Mzansi Fundis. What an amazing show. You've definitely shown us that South Africa has some amazing talents, and South Africa, Nigeria, all the teams that will be representing the continent on the world stage. And even this WAFCON coming up is going to be extremely interesting. Thank you so much for joining us. The CAF Champions League is happening. We need to get a prediction from you. Mamelodi Sundowns to win?
Ade, why do you do this to me? I will definitely say, listen, this is crossing fingers, definitely Mamelodi Sundowns too.
All right. After the break, we're going to be talking more about the CAF Champions League. You don't want to miss this.